If you're a renter living in Newark or anywhere in New Jersey and you're wondering, can I actually afford to buy a home or am I going to stretch myself too thin financially? Then this video is for you. Because the biggest financial risk right now isn't necessarily buying a home. The real risk is waiting too long and getting priced out of the New Jersey housing market. Today, I'm going to show you real mortgage numbers using Newark as the example, including what income you actually need to buy a home, what the monthly payments really look like, how two-family homes can help you qualify, and the biggest mistake renters make when calculating affordability. By the end of this video, you'll know whether buying a home is actually realistic for you. Let's get into it. Right now, the number one question people ask me is simple. Can I even afford to buy a home anywhere? Because when people hear things like interest rates, high home prices, property taxes, they immediately assume buying is out of reach. But here's the reality. Most renters never actually run the real numbers. So today, we're going to walk through two real scenarios in Newark, buying a single-family home and buying a two-family home and using rental income to qualify. Let's start with a typical first-time buyer in Newark. Household income, $95,000 per year. Monthly gross income is about $7,900 per month. Most mortgage programs allow a debt-to-income ratio around 45%. So the maximum monthly obligation allowed would be around $3,550 per month. But let's stay conservative and assume $3,200 total housing budget. Let's say you purchase a single-family home in Newark. The purchase price is $430,000. We'll use an FHA loan. The down payment is 3.5% down. Down payment amount is $15,050. Your loan amount would be $414,950. Now let's calculate the payment. Let's use an interest rate example of 6.5. The principal and interest, also known as your mortgage payment, would be approximately $2,620 per month. Now let's add the other housing costs. Property taxes into this example. Let's use $625 per month. Homeowner's insurance. Let's use $150 per month. And the mortgage insurance using the FHA factor of 0.55% of the loan amount. That would be $190 per month. So the total payment looks like this. Principal and interest, $2,620. Taxes, $625. Insurance, $150. Mortgage insurance, $190. And your total monthly payment is $3,585 per month. Now, remember earlier, we said the buyer's budget was about $3,200 to $3,500 range. So a single-family home could be right on the edge of affordability. But here's where things get interesting. So now Newark has something many housing markets don't, a large inventory of two-family homes, which means you can live in one unit and rent the other. This is one of the most powerful ways to buy real estate. Let's run that scenario. Let's use a purchase price of $575,000 with an FHA loan with a down payment of 3.5% down. That is $20,125. Your loan amount of $554,875. Now let's calculate that mortgage payment. Interest rate, we'll keep it at 6.5%. So principal and interest payment of approximately $3,505 per month. Now let's add the rest. Taxes, for example, $750 per month. Insurance is estimate $175 per month. Mortgage insurance of $254 per month. Now the full payment looks like this. Principal and interest, $3,505. Taxes, $700. Insurance, $170. Mortgage insurance, $254. Your total monthly payment of $4,629 per month. Now, some people see that number and panic. But this is where rental income changes everything. Let's say the second unit rents for $2,600 per month. Mortgage lenders do not subtract that rent directly from the payment when qualifying. Instead, they apply what's called a 75% rental income factor. You ask why? Because lenders account for things like vacancies, maintenance, repairs. So they take 75% of that rent. $2,600 times 75%. That equals $1,950 per month. That amount gets added to your qualifying income. So if your household income was $7,900 per month, Now your qualifying income becomes $9,850 per month. That additional income dramatically increases how much home you can qualify for. This is one of the biggest advantages of multifamily homes in Newark. Now, think about what this means long term. Instead of paying rent every month, you're owning an asset while someone else helps pay the mortgage. And that's exactly how many real estate investors get started. They buy a two-family home first, then later upgrade to a single family and keep that multifamily property as a rental. So let's say you buy that $575,000 two-family property. Historically, New Jersey real estate appreciates about 4 to 5% per year. After 5 years, that property could be worth roughly $700,000. That's about $125,000 in appreciation, plus roughly $35,000 in principal paydown. Total wealth created around $160,000. Meanwhile, a renter paying $2,200 per month for 5 years spends about $132,000 in rent. One builds wealth, one builds a landlord's retirement. The biggest mistake renters make when calculating affordability is this. They compare rent to the full mortgage payment, but homeowners benefit from rental income, tax deductions, appreciation, fixed payments. Renters get none of those advantages. So here's the conclusion. So let's answer the question. Can you actually afford to buy a home in Newark or New Jersey? For many renters, the answer is yes. They just haven't seen the real numbers yet, especially when you factor in FHA loans, multifamily homes, rental income qualification. Those strategies can dramatically change what you qualify for. If you live in New Jersey and want to know how much home you can afford, whether a two-family property helps you qualify, or how to buy with the lowest money out of pocket, check the link in the description. I'll personally run the numbers for you. No pressure, just real mortgage math. If you learned something from this video, like the video, subscribe to the channel,